What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Hold on, let me make an adjustment here. Okay, hold on. Hold on, let me make an adjustment here. Great, Mercury retrograde stuff. Okay. All right, how are you guys doing? Yes, happy Friday. All right, I think you guys should be able to, because I adjusted some stuff. Okay, cool. So I'm April with astrolada.com, and I'm doing your weekly astrology for August 3rd through August 10th of 2018. Take a look at the horoscope for this coming week, and we're also going to look at a celebrity chart to learn more about astrology and see how it plays out in real everyday life, you know? So, how's everybody doing after the eclipse in Aquarius? Oh my goodness, I was not here last week to talk about it with you guys. So I think I covered it 2 weeks ago when I was here live. And let me know if you guys can see everything okay. It looks kind of like blurry on my end. I don't know I don't know. You know, yeah, okay, thank you. The focus, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Mercury's retrograde in my 10th house still, so hopefully he acts right. But I hope everybody's doing all right, because this eclipse, it was pretty intense, you know, conjunction with Mars and a conjunction with the South Node, so that can like add to the already intense energy that a full moon brings, you know, because a full moon is like the sun and the moon opposing each other and like applying lots of pressure to everybody. So a lot of people have been super on edge, and I see somebody said that they felt drained. Yeah, there's a lot of people can feel drained. I know that at the time of the eclipse, I was actually I was like busy doing something, and then I just knocked out. I knocked out for the exact time that the eclipse was happening, like the exact span of time. It was pretty crazy. Oh my gosh. So I hope you guys are doing okay. So what is going on this week though? Let me get into that. Kalinda says a lot of problems and argue because of the retrograde. Yeah, Mercury's retrograde at the same time, which can cause like some disagreements, some mishaps, some miscommunications, you know. And so that's going to be going on until the end of August. Oh, yeah, and August, the month of August. I can't believe we're already almost done with this year, you guys. Can you? We only have what, like 5 months left, you know? Crazy, crazy. Oh, thanks, Elizabeth. Thank you. I love her so much. So thank you. And hello to everybody else that I haven't had the chance to say hi to yet in the chat. Yes, I am wearing a shirt that has the moon phases on it. It's pretty cool because of reason. So, you know, I had to represent that. Yeah, a lot of people have been pretty emo too. I've noticed that. Have you guys been feeling that way? Like just kind of easily set off to be emotional one way or the other, whether it's happy tears, angry, you know, whatever. I've seen that from people and experienced it too. I am not exempt just because I study this stuff, okay? Trust me on that. So what's going on this coming week though? August 3rd through August 10th. Well, we have a lot of stuff. We have one planet switching signs, and then we have a lot of different aspects. I will cover the eclipse though. The next eclipse we have in Leo, I'll cover that next Friday on the 10th. So right now though, what's going on between like now and the 10th? Okay, we have a few things. Actually, on the 6th of August, there's quite a bit of activity up there in the cosmos affecting us all. Well, first of all, we have Venus moving into Libra, which I will tell you guys about for every sign. I'll give every sign a Venus horoscope. And Venus is at home when she's in the sign of Libra. It's one of her home signs. The other one is Taurus. So she likes being there. She operates pretty well there, you know. Venus is in Virgo, finishing up her last few days in Virgo, her yearly transit through that sign. And so, you know, a lot of people have been enjoying life in a Virgo-esque way or rocking a lot of Virgo styles. I noticed like makeup trends and stuff. And I have seen makeup looks that are more subtle, or they have a lot of like brown natural colors in them. But also I've noticed a lot of women like taking pictures of themselves with no makeup on and saying, look at me, bare face. No makeup day. So there's been a lot of those too, or debates and arguments online about should they or shouldn't they, how much is too much, and people just all up in the business of that, you know, worrying about what other people do with their own faces, because Virgo energy can be very critical. So, you know, I've seen a lot of posts about that, a lot of them. But I have also seen, because we're in Leo season still, because the sun is still in Leo, Mercury's still in Leo, I've seen a lot of like orange and yellow, like makeup looks and eyeshadows, and, you know, red lipstick and the cat eye, the cutting cat eye, you know. So anyway, oh, and animal prints. Yes, I've seen people rocking the animal print, the snake skin. You know, a snake isn't really associated with like Leo. It's not the cat family, but it's still an animal. Like, and any type of animal print, I notice Leos and fifth housers, you know, they tend to rock that stuff, and Leo season brings that out. But anyhow, so Kalinda, oh my gosh, where do you live? You said where I live. A lot of, oh my goodness, where do you live? I'm so curious. Oh my goodness. People are driving crazy. Your cell phone went out on you. You've had it for 3 years with no problems, Lizzie. That is the work of Mercury retrograde. Oh my gosh, I hear you. All this morning, I was trying to conduct business on my phone and type things and post things. And it's like things would close out, the post would disappear. Everything I type is jumbled garbage until I go back and correct it. Oh my gosh. Yes, good old Mercury retrograde. Good old Mercury retrograde. Elizabeth. Oh, okay. Thanks for the suggestion, Elizabeth. I've heard some of those names sound familiar. But I have not yet followed them. Who's Katie? Elizabeth, let me know. But anyway, so yeah, Venus going into Libra. She's in her home sign. She'll want to get a little bit more glammed up, you know, as far as the appearance, because Venus can rule like vanity and everything. So Libra's energy is very, how should I put it? When it comes to it's not like super big and showy and extravagant. It is about things being aesthetically pleasing, but it's a little bit more toned down. It's still toned down, you know, like Virgo is very like down to the bare natural with things, and just kind of comfy and not really caring about what people think about what you look. As long as I'm comfortable and natural, that's it. Libra does care about and what people think about how they look. I'm talking about the energy of Libra. So when Venus is there, maybe people will feel like getting a little bit more snazzy, you know. It's more like clean cut, like the oh my gosh, what is the word I'm looking for? Out. Help me out here. But yeah, Venus in the Libra is more about things being aesthetically pleasing, but the look is a little bit more light, you know. It's not like trying to be bold and out there like a Leo energy. But yeah, that's why I do still have makeup on. I do wear a lot of makeup. Yes, I do. And I love it. So as far as the colors, I'm using different colors today. They're a little bit more toned down, like more of a copper eye nude lip. You know what I'm saying? Because Libra energy is totally all about that. Being a little bit more, oh, hey, like innocent. Oh, I'm innocent. I noticed that guys who have Venus in Libra, usually they know how to dress pretty well. So I'm not just talking about the girly stuff either. I'm talking about guys too. They usually dress pretty clean cut when they have Libra energy, and always have a nice clean haircut and everything. Love it. So what else is going on this week? I will give a horoscope for every sign, but it enters the sign of Libra on the 6th. It remains there until September 9th when she moves into Scorpio. And just a little, looking ahead, little sneak peek ahead, you guys. Venus will be in Libra until the 9th of September, right? Then she'll go into Scorpio. She'll get up to about 10 degrees of Scorpio, and then she'll go retrograde. And she'll go retrograde back into the later degrees of Libra for a little bit. So she's there through September 9th, yes, technically, but she will return to Libra to redo some Libra things, some relationship things. I can't wait to see what comes out like in the media, or if we're going to see like a lot of people going back to their exes or anything like that. That'll be pretty interesting. Okay, so let's see what else is going on this coming week. Oh, thank you, Magnetic James. Love your name. Thank you so much. Okay, so what else is going on? Well, Mercury, speaking of Mercury retrograde, so the eclipse that's coming up on August 11th, which I will cover next week, it's at 18 degrees of Leo, right? Well, Mercury is going to go right over that eclipse degree on August 6th. Why is that important? Because pay attention to what comes to mind, which Mercury rules. As far as like anything where Leo is in your chart, anything that comes up, something may come up that has to be reviewed and revised wherever Leo is in your chart. For example, like if you're a Cancer, Leo is your second house of how you earn your money. So there's some revising that you with your finances, and it's something that could have came up the first time that Mercury was at 18 degrees of Leo, and that was around mid-July, like around July 15th. So something from around July 15th can be brought back up again for review. Okay, and then Mercury is going to go back over that same point again, 18 degrees of Leo, forward one more time at the end of August, around like the 29th of August. So it's going to pass over that 18 degree mark 3 times, okay? And that's the eclipse point. So maybe that can give you a little bit of clues into what exactly the eclipse is, in the Leo eclipse is bringing doors. Is it opening for you? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what's going on around August 6th. So definitely pay attention around that day. Like mercurial matters, or wherever Leo is in your chart. What does it rule? What house does it rule? Does it rule your 6th house of work? Is it your 8th house of your joint finances? Is it your 11th house of your groups that you belong to, your friends and everything? I mean, whatever it is for you, just look around or around August 6th and see what's brought up. Okay, so that's on the 6th. And then also on the 6th, we have the sun in a square to Jupiter. Okay, so Jupiter, it is a happy planet. Yes, it brings happy things, wonderful things. However, Jupiter is a planet of overdoing things, blowing things up to be really big, right? Like larger than life. You know that term, larger than life? That's totally associated with Jupiter. So when the sun makes an angle to Jupiter, this kind of, like aggravating, or it brings out like an unfavorable feeling, or something manifesting that maybe you don't really want to, So the sun square Jupiter is like, people may have a little bit too much flow on that day, because Jupiter, remember, it blows things up. And the sun can be ego and pride, especially when it's in Leo, because it's a sign that it rules and gives it all that pride and stuff. So some people need to watch their egos around the sun square Jupiter. Okay. Actually, like I always say this, but there's people that probably just like jump in here that have never watched any of my broadcasts before. So I'll just say it again, that, what was I going to say? Oh my God. What was I going to say? Thanks, Mercury. Thank you. Okay, now I remember. Okay. So, planet, we give a date, an exact date, is when the inner more prominent and strong. Okay. The energy is more strong in that exact day, because we look at, you know, it's like Jupiter will be at such and such degree and so will the sun, like exactly angling each other. However, this is what? One. Okay, sorry about that. Great. Good old Mercury. We were just talking about him and he heard us and he didn't like it. Okay. So what I was saying was, I know. And I do have Wi-Fi and I have a very strong whatever. Okay, so what I was saying was, when we give a date of a planetary transit, there could be a buildup. It's like a buildup of it happening, like a buildup of energy. There's things that could be happening, like building up to it, and then they go down. What the, oh my God. Okay. What about now? Can you guys see me or hear me? Yeah, YouTube problems. Thanks. I know. Okay. And everything now? All right. Okay. So transits are not always just on the exact view. That's what I was trying to say. Okay. So I've already kind of seen that in some people, like with the whole ego thing, just kind of being a little too much, a little too loud, you know. It's cool to be, it's make things like to an unnecessary level, you know. Okay. I don't know how to fix this, you guys. I don't have anything. The Martians are trying to contact us. Oh my gosh. Okay, what about you guys? There's a delay in what I see on the screen. So I think or not. Okay. Shadow September 2nd. It could be the shadow period, to be honest. Okay, where Jupiter is. And then on August 9th, Venus makes a square to Saturn. Okay. So hold on. It's echoing. Oh my God, I can't. Hold on, let me check something. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Venus square Saturn. That's going to happen on the 9th of August. And it could be, oh my God, it sounds choppy. Well, it has been storming, so I don't know, maybe that has, I don't know, you guys. There might be a delay, so let me know if you guys can hear me okay, and then I'll start rambling again. Let's see. Connection. Square Saturn, It's pretty much like wants to love and be loved and everything, and Saturn planet, he's be like, what things? What I'm here to. Saturn is going to be that planet that says, no, you can't, because you need to check your bank account. How much do you really have in there? Oh yeah, well, how much of that is bills? Don't you have responsibility hanging down? You know, telling her that. So it's like restricted. That Venus when she's in the square to Saturn. That could be anything involving love or some people may feel ugly on that day because and whether or not you feel attractive, and Saturn will just dry up Venus, you know, and be like, no, you're ugly. Hopefully not. And then she's gonna be like, oh my God, I just want to be pretty when people like me because I'm with Libra. So anyway, that's Venus square Saturn on the 9th. Okay, so because this is messing up and I don't really have like a whole lot of time here because school is back in where I'm at. Yes, school is back in and it's pretty much still summertime, but in some areas of the world, kids still go back to school in the summer. It's crazy. So yeah, school's back in. So I have like 45 minutes left. Okay, so let's get into where Venus is going to be moving, affecting you the most by her change into the sign of Libra. And then we will get into Demi Lovato's chart. Hope if Mercury doesn't like rain on our parade here. Okay. So I don't have a special coffee cup today. I'm kind of bored with the ones I have that I've been having for like a year and a half showing you guys. I'm gonna get some new cool stuff soon, but today, hey, you know what? The sun is in Leo. Leo is the sign of children, and the sun is in its home sign. So there's a lot of like fun, childlike energy in the air. So I've got the Capri Sun on deck today. Okay, you can't go wrong with these. They're very cheap right now at Walmart, so whatever. Childlike fun, Leo sun, yes. Get us a Capri Sun. All right. So let me see what you guys are saying, and then I will get into Venus and Libra for all the signs. Okay. Oh, okay. I see what you guys are saying. What's up, Philip? Philip is here. Philip Daniel Miles over here on the Astrolata channel. He's a call. Thanks for popping through. Let's coffee talk about the Wi-Fi connection. I know, you know what? I need to get a hold of that company after I'm done here with you guys and ask them like, what's the deal? Okay, if I'm paying a good amount of money per month for this high-speed internet, like, what's up? Although it could just be Mercury hating. Okay. All right, guys. So let's do Venus through Libra through the signs. Okay. What's up, David? Thanks for coming through. And Patricia, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Recognize the name, girl. How are you? Okay. Monica asked, if the video puts out again, can I write the forecast for each sign and post that? Yes, I can do something like that if you guys wish. Here on YouTube, we do have the community page where we can post things that are not videos. We can post like a photo, we can write stuff, whatever. So if anything happens with this broadcast, you guys go to the community page here on Astrolata's YouTube, and I will write up something for the signs and post it there, okay? Or if I don't get to finish my chart on Demi Lovato, maybe I'll do that over there. Because the last time I was on here, I had Mercury retrograde problems too because I forgot my laptop charger, and my laptop died in the middle of getting really deep into Kat Von D and her husband's synastry chart. And I didn't even get to talk about the cool asteroid stuff that I saw. It cut me off right there. So if anything happens like that again, you guys, check the community page on Astrolada. If you guys like write-ups, I'll type something up for you guys. Anything that was cut off or missed, okay? All right, so Venus in Libra. So once again, she enters Libra on the 6th of August and is there until the 9th of August. However, she will end up going retrograde back into Libra for a short period of time. Let me get the dates of that for you guys too, so you can keep them in mind for this forecast. So let's see, Venus, she goes retrograde in Scorpio beginning of October, like around like the 5th or so, 5th or 6th of October. And she goes back into Libra. I'm going to say like the 31st of October or like November 1st, depending upon where you live. So let's say like November 1st-ish. From like November 1st until, oh my gosh, until December 3rd. Yeah, like till like December 3rd, 2nd or 3rd. So for a whole month, she's gonna go back, she's gonna be back into Libra in the fall. Okay, so yeah, so it's August through September, and then from November to December, we're going to have this Venus in Libra energy popping off. Okay, all right, guys, so let me go back. Okay, so for Aries people, Venus in Libra is going to be in your 7th house. This is your relationships, Aries. It's your opposite sign, so it's always going to rule one-to-one contact with others. That can mean relationships, especially romantic ones, whether you are serious with somebody, whether you're not serious and you're just kind of talking, whatever the situation is that you call a relationship, that's what's going to be activated for you, and planet that rules relationships too. So the planet of relationships in the house of relationships, that means that's what you guys may be focused on, Aries people. You guys may be focused on, I know, Keto, Aries. You guys know what? You know what? The moon is conjunct Uranus right now, and that is my home territory. So I may be a little bit more on my Uranian side coming out. But anyhow, yeah, so Aries people are going to be really focused on relationships. So if you're single, you will feel like getting out there and on the prowl. I know Aries people very well, and a lot of you guys are on the prowl, means on the prowl, for real. Like, you guys love the thrill of the chase. You love to really just get out there on the scene and hunt down your prey, see what you want, you know, and then just go after them because you're ruled by Mars. So this could be a time where you guys are just dating a lot more, or if you're in a relationship, maybe you're just more focused on your relationship and your partner, and Venus sweetens things up wherever she transits. So if you're in an existing relationship, that's what can happen. It's just more of a positive focus in that area and on that person, whoever that person or people are for you, Aries. And it is a good time for partnerships that are not even romantic, like a business partnership, for example. Collaborate with people. However, remember, she's going to go retrograde here. Okay. So it may not be the best time to like really get too involved in starting something new with someone during this year's Venus and Libra transit, because Venus will go through the signs usually once per year. She'll go through every sign. I think it's like the best for you, Aries, to just really dive in and start something, because things could be retracted during the retrograde. Okay. But it could, yeah, you guys could be one of the #1 signs that may have like exes pop up and stuff like that from the past. So interesting time for Aries people. All right, so, oh, and other people will just probably flock to you because this is the house of others and this is Venus. So people will probably just flock to you anyway, Aries, and just think, oh my gosh, you're the most gorgeous thing ever. And you'll be like, oh yes, I know I am. Thank you. Yes. All right, so next up is Taurus. So if you're a Taurus rising, a Taurus sun, or a Taurus moon, Venus in Libra is going to be in your 6th house, which is your work. To me, feel like you enjoy the work that you do. If you're a working Taurus, which a lot of Tauruses are, because they're about that quaint, right? So it'll just sweeten up that area of your life, which is your work. So maybe you'll have better luck with clientele if that's what you do, is work with clients. Maybe you will have better relationships in the workplace with your coworkers, or some collaborations happen, because Venus is all about collaborating. She's all about harmony and balance between people, peace and everything. So maybe that could be a time of collaborating at work. I know there was a couple times when I had Venus go through my 6th house, and I did have Venusian people, usually women. I usually work with women, end up working with women. It's not always planned that way, but whatever. But I had like females in the work environment really come to my assistance and say, what can I help you with? Can I help you with your work duties? Let me take some duties off your hand. And people just treating me a little bit nicer in the whole work realm, And for some Tauruses, it could mean meeting somebody at work, because Venus does rule romance and love and all that stuff. So some of you guys can have something blossom environment. And yeah, maybe it's just people being nicer to you and bringing you food and wanting to take you out to lunch, which Tauruses, usually we don't turn stuff like that down. So, oh, thank you. It looks to me like the connection is still like blurring out here and there, but you guys let me know, because there is a delay in what I see on my Google Hangout screen and what you guys see. So if it messes up, I may not catch it right away. So let me know. Okay. All right, guys. So next up is Gemini. So if you're a Gemini rising, a Gemini sun, or a Gemini moon, Venus in Libra is in your 5th house. So you guys will also be on the prowl, Gemini. And I know how you guys love your variety and excitement when it comes to meeting people. So this will definitely be one of those times where you guys may want to just get out a little bit more and mingle. Actually, it's being more of yourself, but it's a little bit more sweeter than just like, oh, hey, hi, how's the weather? Did you see that sports game? All that Gemini stuff you guys do. It's like actually connecting to someone, having really like more romantic, and like more flirtations and stuff. Venus in Libra is already a very flirtatious energy in itself, because it really loves to be accepted by others, liked by others, admired by others. So it goes to great lengths to like make that happen. And so it can be perceived as super flirtatious. So yeah, Gemini, you guys are very familiar with what that means. So you'll definitely be in that element. Hopefully it means you get to go out and have some good times. Even if you're not into dating, it could just be you want more joy. You just want to feel like super happy and laugh, and you just want good times. You want that childlike fun that we say the 5th house represents. And you just want it for yourself. So if it means going out solo somewhere and just seeing what you get into, you'll want to do more of that. Even if it's hanging out with friends and going to more festivities, you might be invited to more parties, for example. If you are not a very social Gemini, which is odd, but there are some of you out there, it could just be you doing things for yourself, like getting into like creative stuff that you just enjoy doing for yourself, So that's what it is for Gemini people. And next up is your Cancer rising, Cancer sun, or Cancer moon. Venus in Libra is in your 4th house. So this is home territory for Cancers, because whenever we talk about 4th house, that is Cancer energy, because you guys are the 4th sign on the wheel. Okay. So, Venus is coming home for you. So literally it could be like that. Like you just want to beautify your home space, because you guys are already about the comforts of home. When you come home, you want it to be where you can just like kick back, relax. It smells great. There's good food. There's, comfortable blankies, whatever. So whatever you have to do to make that happen, you will be doing that. And that means buying things. Venus is the material things that you buy too. So it'll be hard for you guys to stay away from the home sections of even the grocery store. If they sell anything like dishes or little decorative things, you guys will be looking at them like, that would look nice on my counter. Or you know what? I think it's time for some new candles, to make the house smell nice and comfortable. So also, this could be just you guys wanting relatives, which usually Cancerians love to do anyway, but it's just more of a heightened a feeling of wanting to get together with people, have good meals and good times with anybody that you consider to be like who you allow in your show because you're familiar with them, So that could be blood relatives, or it could be whoever fits that description that's not even related to you. So and you guys could be just more of your homebody selves instead of wanting to go out. It's just like, no, you know what? There's a new series on Netflix. I want to check it out. There's a movie, whatever, and just chill at home and enjoy it. All right. So next Eddie, I just finished going through the sign of Cancer. So next up is Leo. So if you're a Leo rising, a Leo sun, or Leo moon, Venus and Libra will be in your third house, which is, it is being very busy, having a very busy mind, an active mind, and keeping your mind and your hands like always occupied. So I notice when people go through third house transits, they tend to use a lot more than usual. Like they find things to do, or things just find them, And it's a social house. It's about conversations, being talkative. So that's what you will enjoy a lot more. Maybe being on your phone, or if you have a tablet or some other like handheld device, communication device. I notice with third house transits, with myself and other people that I know, that it's so hard for them to put their phone down. They're always on there, enjoying having a little kiki with people. Sharing memes and stuff. That's what you enjoy. Venus is what you enjoy. And the third house can be just that stuff that I just mentioned. So it's very hard for you to put that phone down or stay off of social media, maybe talking to people, maybe even flirting with people. Because remember, Venus and Libra could be very flirtatious. So, and the third house is like a Gemini-esque energy. So it's about like it doesn't matter if you know a person or not. You can have a conversation. You just enjoy conversations so much. So in your third house, that's exactly what you may do. If you go out and about, it'll just be like, hey, what's up? Like you just talk to people and really enjoy it. Anything and everything. Sometimes when people are dating and Venus transits their third house, they will crave more variety, and they will want to not just stick with one person. They will want to kind of switch around, like who they talk to on this day, and then another day they'll want to talk to somebody else, and then they'll just like do the old switcheroo, a lot more. And I saw a comment that flew by. It said something about beautifying your vehicle. Yeah, that could be with Venus in the third house. I could see that, because the third house can rule not necessarily the vehicle itself, but like the functionality of it and the use of it could be the third house. And maybe when Venus is there, it's like, well, I drive around in this thing a lot. I might as well make it look snazzy or pretty or whatever, So it could work out that way. Okay, so next up is Virgo. So if you are a Virgo sun, a Virgo rising, a Virgo moon, Venus and Libra will be in your second house. So this is material goods that you buy, material things that you enjoy, things you enjoy in the physical world here. Anything that the five senses enjoys, anything that sets them off in a very pleasant way is. So it's kind of like a double Venusian energy that Virgo people will be. So because of that, it could make you like have cravings that are just off the chain. Okay, like major cravings that are just for the richest, most sweetest or flavorful things, food, drink, desserts, whatever, just you'll just want more of that, because Venus does rule things that are sweet too, and that are rich, you know. So Virgos, it'll be a little harder to maintain a diet if you're on one. And I know a lot of Virgos are on like some kind of special diet. But also it can make you want to go shopping a little more, buy a little bit more of just other material things that you like. Venus in the second house, for some of you guys, if you work, it could mean like an increase in your finances. Like you guys could get like a raise, or they, you know, maybe with whatever work that you do, you're looked at in a more favorable light to where they want to reward you with something, like win a little prize or something at work, you know. And Venus is going to go retrograde in your second house, so have an increase in money. I would say to just still be cautious with it, because the retrograde can bring something back that's like, oh, I forgot about this bill or this expense, you know. Or, oh, wow, I overdid it with the expenses, or something, with the not the expenses, but like the pleasurable things that I like to just buy just because, and I didn't focus too much on the necessities, you know. So when it goes retrograde in a few months, it could bring some things back to your face. So yeah, enjoy yourself, of course, Virgo. But you guys are great at being very cautious with things. So I would recommend that you still remain like a little bit at least cautious with the money. Okay. So next up is Libra. So if you're a Libra rising, a Libra sun, or Libra moon, Venus is in your sign. I have to take a little sip before I get into that. Okay. Pardon me. But I have no idea what you guys are talking about in the chat. I'm seeing fire, devils, and stuff. Go ahead, you guys. Go ahead and converse. Anyhow, all right. Venus is in your sign, so you will be feeling just extra Libra-like, extra Venusian, extra like yourself. Like you will be paying attention to your appearance more, if that's even possible. You will be paying attention to that. You will feel like, I just want to look my best and feel my best, and I want to attract good to me, good people, good times, good energy. So you guys will be putting that out there. Venus will be assisting you with that. And if you feel in any type of way like you are not attractive or you're not your best, you'll be working on that. So that means you may go out and do some things to change your appearance, you know, like get your hair done, get like change up your wardrobe, buy a new piece, as they say. You know what I noticed, and Libras, you'll understand this. When I've been listening to a few like YouTubers that are in like the beauty and fashion world the last few days, I noticed that a lot of them say pieces. Like it sounds all fancy. Like when they hold up a jacket, this is a new piece. Like, oh my gosh, do you really call it a piece? Or do you call it a jacket? Or are you just trying to be all bougie, you know? Yeah, so you may look for some new pieces, Libra, to add to your wardrobe when Venus is in your sign. So anything that you have to do to make yourself feel like you're a magnet for good things and good people, and you feel attractive, you know, you're going to be doing that a lot more. Now, I will say this, because Venus will go retrograde in your sign from November till December, don't make any huge changes to your appearance, okay? Because when the retrograde comes through, you may regret it. You may be like, I dyed my hair this color and now I think it's ugly. Like, I don't really like it anymore. I'm not digging this anymore. Or, you know what? I bought this piece or a jacket, as regular people say. Now it's not even that cute. And now that I'm looking at it again during a retrograde, taking a second look at it, it's not really me. And I paid all this money for this piece. Now I must return it. You know, so be cautious with what you buy and what you do to your appearance, if that applies to you, Libra. because there may be some things you regret, or you just kind of look at twice, you know. So also with Venus being in your sign, you know, it's just the times where people may be treating you a little bit nicer. And like I said, you could be a magnet for good things. You can attract good energy to you. So that means anything, even with career or something, you know, you could really impress people when Venus is in your sign. They just have a better reception of you, like, because you're radiating that Venusian energy off of you, and people will be like, oh my gosh, you're the greatest thing ever, you're the cutest thing, you're the most handsome thing ever, and you're like, oh yes, haha, okay, now can I have that money that I asked for, please? And you just might get it. But I would say the retrograde thing is just mostly with like major changes that you want to make to your appearance. Don't try anything drastically new. Try to stick to familiarity until Venus moves forward in Libra, which is in the fall. And once we get around that time, I'll let you guys know like all the exacts of that, okay? Says, I want to dye my hair blue. Are you a Libra, true love one? If you are, you may want to wait until after the retrograde is over. Maybe wait till after it goes into Scorpio or something, and then see if you still want to do that. Okay, so next up is Scorpio, speaking of. So if you're a Scorpio rising, sun or moon, Venus in Libra will be in your 12th house. Okay, so Venus in the 12th house. This is enjoyment of yourself, which is Venus. Key way. Low key is like something that people really say a lot nowadays. And Scorpios, you guys could be the kings and queens of low key. Low key is very water sign-esque. I'm finding that. So anyway, you guys could just be enjoying yourself, which is Venus. Yeah, on a more like subtle, low-key level. Like you just kind of want to chill at home. You want to get into your own zone, because 12th house energy, when there's transits through there, they say it rules isolation. So that doesn't always mean, oh, you're going to go to prison. It can mean just isolation of your, like, purposely, because you just feel like it. And it's not always because, oh my God, I'm depressed, or something. Like, I just feel like hanging out alone. Like, what's wrong with that? I really just want to be in my own world, in my own zone. Or Venus in the 12th, Venus is creativity, and 12th house energy can have a creative aspect to it too. It's like really diving into some art and just staying there, you know, and it really becomes like this whole world that you're in. So if you are a creative Scorpio, Venus in the 12th is actually a really good transit for you. And you can really just dive into creativity like crazy and just come up with some fantastic things. The only downside of Venus in the 12th is that damsel in distress syndrome. I have seen a lot from people when they go through Venus going through their 12th house, because it's like having that love, the feeling that you want love, but it's something that's unattainable to you, or from someone who's unavailable for some reason. Maybe it's somebody that you can't have because they live too far away, like in some whole other country or galaxy or something, right? Or maybe it's someone that they're off limits because of a good reason, like they're already taken, and you really should not be thinking about them, you know? Venus in the 12th is one of those, what I call the creep-in transits. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to get caught up in things like that. Venus in the 12th can have you be like, oh, you know, not seeing boundaries when it comes to love. And that could be a good thing. It's like unconditional love is Venus in the 12th too, to where you'll just like forgive and have such a really big heart, you know. But also the downside could be, I don't see boundaries at all between myself and another person, and I really should. You know what I'm saying, Scorpio? Okay, so don't participate in any of that, because especially when the retrograde happens, it can backfire and boomerang right back in your face. And Venus is going to be retrograde in your sign too, in Scorpio and in Libra. So do not make any moves between now and the end of the year, I would say. That can, you know, back from you. But yeah, but you know, more in quiet, peaceful, you know, surroundings. You'll want more serenity. You can connect more to the spirit realm and just dive into maybe some things that are esoteric or occult or whatever, more spiritual things. That's what you'll be enjoying. Okay. Okay, am I back? Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. So now next up is Sagittarius. So if you are a Sag rising, a Sag sun, or a Sag moon, Venus in Libra is going to be in your 11th house, which is the groups of people that you associate yourself with. So that can mean if you have friends, that can mean acquaintances, that can mean people that you network with for business purposes, or just people that you share a common interest with or a common cause or something. It's also like communities that you belong to, and maybe you identify yourself as belonging to a certain group or, you know, of people. It's organizations that you can belong to, or that you gather people. It's a gathering of masses of people. Let's just say that it's gathering lots of people together. So that could be what you guys are doing, Sag. Maybe just wanting to have get-togethers where there's a lot of friends, you know, or like in a big group. Also, the 11th house is the internet and social media. So you guys could be making a really good impression there if you're a Sag that does anything like really major with internet or so. Also, yeah, so like if you want to create something or get together with people and have a really good reception from a large amount of people, Venus in the 11th is the time to take advantage of. Sometimes when Venus is in the 11th house, people release new projects that are creative. They create websites, you know, stuff like that. But the retrograde will happen. So when retrogrades happen and you release projects out there in the 11th house, and then there's a retrograde in the 11th house, sometimes it's like, okay, everything that I just put out there, I need to bring it back. There's a recall, you know, like I've seen, there are people that are on YouTube and then they create like makeup or like a beauty product, some kind of product, and then they put it out during a major retrograde of a planet, and then it's like, oh, now I have to recall it because I didn't like the formula and stuff like that. So if you are a Sag and you plan on doing something like that, you may want to just, you know, keep an eye out for anything that can cause that to happen down the line while Venus is in Libra. But it is a wonderful time to hang out with friends, a wonderful time to hang out with people, make a good impression, and find the right people, like mingle, you know, and rub elbows with the right people that can put you in the right situations, like for career reasons or whatever, you know. So, okay. You do not say, oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay, guys. Lakita asks, are you asking if I'm a Scorpio? If so, then yeah, that's my rising sign. Okay, so next up is Capricorn. So if you're a Cappy rising, a Cappy moon, a Cappy sun, Venus in Libra is in your 10th house. Oh my gosh, this is really good for Capricorns. Hold on, let me take a little sip, you know. And yes, Capricorns, I'm drinking a kid's drink, okay? Just get over it. Yes, I'm a big kid, especially when the sun's in Leo. Leave me alone. Okay, so Venus in Libra is going to be in your 10th house. That is the Cappy house. That is your home territory. So happy for you guys, because you guys know all about making a good impression, especially when it comes to business, especially when it comes to a good reputation with whatever it is that you do in life, right? You want to have a good rep. You want people to see you as respected and productive and reliable and whatever else, you know, like you want to be seen in. So Venus is way up there at the top of your chart, beaming down on everybody. So that's how everybody is seeing you, in this like more positive light than usual. And if you want to make a good impression when it comes to your career, especially Venus in the 10th is a good time to take advantage of like schmoozing it up a little bit, you know. and maybe working a little extra hard so that your work is recognized. And they're like, oh my gosh, Capricorn, we're so impressed. Here's a little coin. So yeah, and Venus in the 10th house, it could just be you wanting to enjoy life, like you want to enjoy the good life. I noticed that when Venus is in the 10th, people will be a little bit more bougie during that time, meaning they will want to go and experience the finest material things, which is Venus, that the world has to offer. Maybe you'll want to step it up a little bit if you go out to eat, instead of like, oh, you know, let's go to that, like, the fancy area of town and live it up a little bit, treat ourselves. We work hard. Let's enjoy ourselves. You may want to buy, if you don't usually buy name brand or expensive or whatever, maybe you'll want to, you know what? I work hard, play hard. Hey, cha-ching, give it here. So it's like rewarding yourself materially for like hard work, or just feeling like you just want to live it up just because you just want to enjoy that, right? So Venus transiting your 10th house. I would say for you also, Capricorn, maybe putting out projects if you do anything creative or Venus related for work. Venus in your 10th is a good time to make a great impression, but actually like putting any material things out there into the world or anything like that could be a little shaky because of the retrograde that will happen in a few months. So you may have to recall something or something like that. So just make sure with any retrograde, it's not like you have to stop your life or anything. It's just you have to pay closer attention. You have to focus in a little bit more to avoid like major mishaps and mistakes. Okay. So next up, Aquarius. So if you're an Aquarius rising, Aquarius moon, Venus in Libra is in your 9th house. And you guys usually you guys can be adventurous people in a way. You're usually open to experiencing new and different things. You like new things, new exciting things, and being kind of like ahead of everyone, ahead of the game, ahead of the crowds and what they're doing, and all of that good stuff. So anyway, when Venus is in your 9th house, the enjoyment that you'll want is more like more not experienced yet in this lifetime. What haven't I experienced while in this incarnation of this shell? So you'll want something different, and you'll want to see what else is out there in this whole entire like galaxy, or at least this planet. What else is out there for me? So that's why we say the 9th house is the house of travel, because that's where your mind ends up going. Is like, there has to be more than this, and I'm going to see if I can figure out what it is. So people travel, and that's how they find those things out. Or if you're not going outside of where you may stick with where you live, but you'll want to try different places that you've never been to before within that vicinity. Also, when it comes to dating, Venus in the 9th is very interesting too, and doesn't usually like to stick with like one person. It can get bored easily. It's like, okay, next. Not saying everybody's going to be little, thoughting around or anything, but it's just being more adventurous. And if you are in a relationship, it could be like with your partner, you just want to go out and do different things, and explore the world around you together, or go hiking, or do something that's like exciting, go somewhere and do something to where you can like take those pictures that all the Sagittarians take, or the 9th housers, or the Jupiter people, where, and they're like jumping up in the air in the mid jump in some like big scenery outdoors somewhere, like it looks really beautiful. Yeah, Aquarius is, go take those pictures, okay? But yeah, Venus in the 9th is just, you'll want to enjoy more of what life has to offer, and you'll be seeking it out, whatever it means for you. That's what you're going to go after and go get it. So for Pisces, if you're a Pisces rising, sun, or moon, Venus in Libra is going to be in your 8th house. So area of life, well, it can rule money. Okay, so it's money that you share with other people. So if you live with someone, whether you are married to them or committed in a relationship or not, even if you like rent a house, you have roommates, you know, that could be eighth house stuff too. Like you share resources, right? Venus in the eighth house can maybe bring a little bit better luck there. The eighth house is also loans and credit cards and like money that you can receive from like benefits somehow. So usually when Venus enters the eighth, it's like, oh yeah, hey, you know, you can possibly get approved for a loan. Like there's a better chance of that, or a better chance of like getting something that you want that other people can give you that's like financially based. However, because Venus is going to go retrograde, there could be like a retracting of offers, or oh wait, never mind, we forgot about this or that. Give us all the money back, you know, send us the credit card back. I'm just kidding. I don't know if anybody could actually do that, but right back over things and maybe taking things back, you know, physically. But Venus that is in your eighth house, it could just be that something can increase financially for a partner or within like a joint partnership. Like your partner can get a raise or start getting paid more money or something like that. But you know what? Also, the eighth house is intimacy too. It's intimacy and intimate partnerships. And when Venus is going to go retrograde here, and you guys are another sign that can have like intimate partners from the past try to pop up, you know, and send you that hey big head text. How have you been? Or WYD, which means what are you doing? Just getting a WYD text, like really. So those people may try to hit you up. But when Venus is retrograde in the eighth house, really share like shared your soul with. It doesn't always have to mean physical either. It can just mean in general. Pisces are very soulful people anyway, that you really love conversations with others that you can really bear their souls too. So anyone you've connected with on that level, you know, during the retrograde, maybe they can come back and, you know, something could be reunited or rekindled, or just in memory, maybe they can come back. But let's focus on like now, because that's further down the line. Okay, so Venus in the eighth in general is working on something to do with the finances, joint finances, and also intimacy. You'll just be craving that more too, Pisces. Like more of those conversations with people where you actually look each other in the eyes and talk. There's no eyes darting around all over the place, looking at a screen when talking. Yeah, sure, I'm listening. You know, no Gemini talks. Okay, you guys want the real deal. Like, let's look each other in the eyes. I want to know like what you're really feeling, what's in your soul, what's in your heart, not just how's the weather and what's the score on that dang sports game. You know what I'm saying? You guys will want more than that when Venus is in your eighth house. So that is it for the forecast for this week, you guys. I'm sorry it was choppy and everything. I'm going to get into the coffee talk. But yeah, thank you guys to everybody who reached out to me for the eclipse readings. They are still up on my readers page on Lada. It includes the Aquarius eclipse and the Leo eclipse that's coming up, because they're on the same axis. So I do give a personal reading. I look at it where they land in your chart, how they angle your planets, your house cusps, and what all is activated within your chart by the eclipse, not just by like one sign in one area. It's like a really deep look. So they should still be available on my readers page. Information for my readers page is in the info box below the video. So if you still want one of those, you know, the eclipse, we're still in the middle of it, you guys. I do have an abundance of requests of those readings, but I will try to at least get them to you by the Leo eclipse, if anything, you know. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. And I still have all my other readings up on Lada too, that if you're interested in getting a reading with me personally. So okay, now let's get into coffee talk. I'm in 10 minutes, so let's dive in. Okay, so Demi Lovato, if you guys didn't know, I didn't cover this because I wasn't I wasn't here the week that all this happened. I think, yeah, I think I was gone out of town during that time. So she did have, they say what drug it was. First they said it was heroin, then they said no, scratch that, it's not heroin, it's something else, but we're not telling you what it is. So she survived. She's still in recovery, you know, trying to get over it. She struggled with addiction on and off throughout her life, and she's still only in her 20s, you guys, and she's been struggling since she was like a teenager with drug addiction. But she said she's always had an addiction to food, and I will get into her chart and show you guys why she has an addictive personality like that. And it's good that she survived though, you know, so let's continue to also send her good energy. But let's see what's going on in her chart. What was going on that day to activate something like that to happen, a relapse, you know? And also, so I looked on the internet to find her chart, and there were so many versions of it, you guys, like so many. Oh my gosh, they had her as a Cancer rising, Leo rising. I've seen a Pisces rising, and that's the one I saw a long time ago. So I was under the impression that she's a Pisces rising. But then I looked again, you know, astro theme is usually my around a lot. So now I have her as a Leo rising. I've seen a Scorpio rising for her. And I'm like, oh my gosh, and a Capricorn rising. I'm like, okay, I don't know what her rising sign is, but they did mention on astro theme that somebody got like a little bit of information from her mother's book. Her mom wrote a book. So, and they just assumed that she meant the morning. They just said it at 6 a.m. Like, that's still really generic. So let's go ahead and look at Demi's chart. I will screen share with you guys. So we just have a few minutes to discuss and you know, see what we see in her chart here. Okay, screen share. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see this okay. All right, now, so this is Demi Lovato's chart. Let me adjust my microphone. Okay, so this is Demi's chart. Now I don't have to yell. This is Demi's chart, and I don't know her rising sign. What AM that was on Astro theme. I honestly think that her moon is in a later degree of Taurus because of the fact that she has some addictive tendencies. And the fixed star Algol is at the 26th degree of Taurus. And I believe that she is a moon conjunct Algol person, because a lot of times this asteroid is said to supposedly be associated with the word alcohol. Okay, alcohol, Algol, like they're supposed to be related in some kind of way. And you know who else has a moon conjunct Algol aspect in their chart is Lindsay Lohan, a fellow former Disney kid suffering with addictions, drugs, addictive personality, and doing things in excess. So they say that Algol is an asteroid that if it's in a conjunction with something in your chart, it can make you lose your head. Okay, sometimes it has been associated with beheadings of people by transit and things like that, but sometimes it's not literal. It's just like you lose your head, meaning you get too caught up in things that make you go out of your mind and how it usually operates. So I believe her to be maybe born later than 6 a.m. and have a moon conjunct Algol aspect here in her chart. Now, she does have good aspects, trine aspects to Venus and Jupiter and Uranus and Neptune from her moon in Taurus. And, you know, Taurus rules the voice. This is a really great voice. Moon and Taurus people, a lot of them tend to have a great voice. Or even if someone just has a midheaven in Taurus, they tend to want to be a singer or do something, some kind of work with their voice. I know that Chris Brown is a Leo rising, and he has Taurus on the MC, and I can't think of who else. I know there's other singers that do. Now, the trine aspects are beautiful planets, you know, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune. But at the same time, maybe she could be to the outer world to where she feels great being, wants to be there. So but with all this stuff too. So her feminine feel-good planets are in conjunctions lines with planets that can rule doing things and escaping physical, regular schmegular world. A really strong desire for just enjoyment and pleasure, you know, and sometimes and escapism, but sometimes it could be too much. And then what had happened was around, I think it was July 24th, 25th, that she had the overdose. And I looked at the transits, and the number one thing I saw was that her natal Venus is at 16 degrees of Virgo. Well, look at where Neptune is at. It's at, I think, 16 degrees. Yeah, 16 degrees of Pisces. So it's in a direct, exact freaking opposition to her natal Venus. And Neptune is a planet of drugs, alcohol, and escapism too. And Neptune is a slower moving planet. So it's been opposing her Venus for a while, for years. But also, right, it's like more to the exact degree. It's it's super potent and strong as far as that need for escapism through Neptune ruled things like substances. Transiting Venus right here was Venus and Jupiter. Jupiter is doing things in excess too, you know. So this is, I don't think her overdose was like purposely done to try to say peace out, I'm out of this physical realm. I don't think it was that. I think it was partying and doing too much and overestimating things. Jupiter can rule that, like overestimating, like, oh, I'm sure if I do more than usual of this drug, I'll be okay. I'm just trying to enjoy myself. That, I think that's what happened because of the Venus conjunct Jupiter, opposing Neptune, trying. Okay. It was all about enjoyment. And another thing is the upcoming eclipse in Leo is in the same sign as her sun, possibly the same sign as her ascendant, but it's also on her natal Chiron too. You know, Chiron is about wounds and pain and suffering and healing and all of that. So an eclipse conjunct your Chiron, it means, hey, newsflash, wake up call. You are in need of some serious healing. You know what I'm saying? And then when it's in the same sign as your sun, the sun is your physical, and it can just mean you. An eclipse on your, like next to your sun or on your sun, can mean like your whole being. There's something that needs a transformation. There's something that needs a breakthrough and a really huge change. So physical body changes and major things that affect your physical body can be seen by an eclipse conjunct your sun a lot of times too. So it's between her sun and her Chiron. So, you know, I always say the effects of the eclipses can be seen like up to a month before the date of the eclipse and up to 6 months after. There's already been eclipses here in Leo over the last like year and a half. So maybe that could have been like the whole thing with the relapse too, is like challenging her on that. And this is like the final one, you know, the final solar eclipse that's around these degrees that we'll have for another 8 or 9 years. So I think that's also, it's leading up to the eclipse. And another astrologer friend of mine pointed out this other fact that I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. That Jupiter is transiting near her natal Pluto, and people who have Pluto and Scorpio, that's a generational thing. And Pluto could be obsession and really deep, dark things. And Jupiter is magnifying that. And so people are really looking at that stuff where their level of obsession, obsessive compulsive behaviors can be magnified. That could be a downside to this transit. So I hope that she recovers well. I hope this eclipse on her Chiron and her sun leads her into finally like healing once and for all, you know, because Uranus gonna hit the moon, you know, in the next several years. That can be either good or bad, you know, that can cause more anxiety, or you know, it can bring more creativity. It brings her more creativity and not the anxiety, because she's naturally like a very anxious person, you know. But anyway, guys, I have to jet out. I've got to go pick up a munchkin from school. So that is it for today. Let me make sure Mercury didn't cut off anything in my broadcast and you guys are still here, still with me. Yes. Okay. All right. Thanks for working with me, Mercury. Okay, guys. So that's it. I got to peace out. But thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to hit me up if you would like a personal. I will be here next week. We will talk about the eclipse in Leo a little bit more and what it's going to do for all of us based on all your signs and everything. And if you want a personal look, hit me up on the Lada website. But have a wonderful weekend and have a wonderful week, you guys. I missed you. I missed you guys. I know I just hopped on here. I've been busy working, trying to catch up. You know, this messy bun is going to have to do. And I'm just like, whatever. I just want to talk to my peoples. So glad to be back. And I will see you guys next week. Okay. Peace. Bye.